Right, so the Thunderbolts has a trailer, or the Thunderbolts asterisk has a trailer, and I thought it was pretty good, actually. A lot of people are saying the same thing about it. It's just, this feels like a, I don't want to say return to form, or a return to what Marvel movies used to be, because this feels different again. It feels like a street level buddy cop, not buddy cop, but it feels like a street level buddy action movie, along the lines of like a not quite fully comedic, but along the lines of like a Mission Impossible kind of thing, in that tone. Whatever you would take that for. I think this is just a really good trailer. It gets me excited. Doesn't tell me too much about what the movie's going to be about, or what the mission for the Thunderbolts is going to be. It's just, here's your team, here's some new characters, here's the premise of what this team is going to be doing in this movie and subsequent movies. Here's a reintroduction to characters like Red Guardian and Ghost. We don't get much of her in the. We get some cool stuff with her powers, but not much. I don't think she gets a line. Same with Taskmaster. I don't think she gets a line either. But just a really good tone. I think it's exactly what I would want a Thunderbolts movie to be, with this cast of characters specifically. I don't know if this is the cast of characters that I would have done a Thunderbolts movie with. And I'm still skeptical on if it will stay street level, because Sentry's in it. And that worries me. But it doesn't look like the movie is painting towards, a lot of the things we've heard is that it's going to be Thunderbolts versus Sentry, which I think is a terrible idea. But if it is, the Sentry is a member of the Thunderbolts, and we don't get until that final act that Bob turns into the Sentry proper and actually like uses his powers, that I think is more interesting, in my opinion, than the Sentry fighting a load of street level characters. I just don't find that just doesn't interest me. I still think there are too many Captain America like characters in the team. You don't need two. you don't need, two is a push, 3 is just a crowd. Too many. You don't need 3 super soldier types with a shield. Ghost is interesting because it's an interesting power set that they didn't do enough with in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yelena makes sense. Really popular character that's kind of been the one that's worked. And if I was in charge of Marvel, I would just put Florence Pugh in every movie. Just find a way to put her in every movie. Bucky being on this team, great. Gives him a place to belong. Gives him a place that you can keep putting Sebastian Stan in movies, because he's great and people love that character. So why not do more stuff with him? Red Guardian was my favourite part of the Black Widow movie, so getting to see him again is great. I guess there's no other place that you can fit Taskmaster, and this is a chance to get a bit of a This is a chance for a do-over with Taskmaster, as it is a chance for a do-over with Ghost as well. And US Agent, I guess there's no other place for him to be, but I just feel like there are too many characters with shields on this team. As far as the trailer itself is concerned, it's great. It doesn't tell you too much about the movie. It teases you, which is exactly what a teaser should be. The poster looks great as well. It kind of fits exactly what the tone of this movie is going to be, where everyone's basically just trying to kill each other. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four slightly more. I want to see a trailer for that. But I'm certainly looking forward to this more than Captain America 4. Captain America 4 looks good. This looks great. This looks fun. And I think that's where Marvel kind of plays to the best of their strengths, is when they're fun. And I think that's what they need to kind of... That's what the individual movies play most of their strengths of, when they're fun. When they try too much to be funny, that kind of like has overridden a lot of the consensus of what Marvel movies are for the past like 3 to 4 years, basically since Endgame, and even pre-Endgame. A lot of the movies have tried more to be funny and more to be irreverent comedies than to be, fun superhero flicks that also have heart at the center of them. I hope that there's none of the stuff that was egregious, that's become egregious now. I saw it before. I started seeing it with Black Widow on rewatch and with Shang-Chi, but I've seen it now with so many other MCU movies, and looking back, it happens even pre-Endgame, where there is a serious moment that is undercut by, oh, we've got to have a joke in here now. Oh, there's got to be comedy. We've had 2 seconds of somber. We've got to throw a joke in there now. I hope they just let the moments that need to be serious, and don't try and treat the audience like idiots, essentially. Like, these aren't kids' movies, as much as people want to say that these are kids' movies. And even then, you've got to give kids a bit more leeway and a bit more respect, where they can appreciate a somber moment as well. But this movie especially, not aimed towards kids. I don't know if it's going to be R-rated, probably should be, and I would be surprised if it isn't in a post-Deadpool Wolverine world. But I do think even Deadpool Wolverine, it let the somber moments, it let the emotional moments breathe. So yeah, I hope we're going into that kind of a world where we're going to have movies that feel like they're treating the audience like adults. That would be nice. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for quite a few Marvel projects coming out in the future. If that's the way that makes me feel better about these movies, is just being excited for the individual one coming out. Because, to be honest, Agatha, all along, haven't watched it yet. cannot be bothered. I watched The Penguin. That was great. Agatha, I don't really care to get on board with that. I'm certainly not going to be making videos on it. But this, I am on board with this wholeheartedly, and it looks. I don't want to predict something right now, but I think this might be a return to that kind of Winter Soldier level of quality for the MCU. Or this might be a movie that is in contention with being that kind of Winter Soldier level of good. Which, I mean, me personally, The Winter Soldier isn't my favourite Marvel movie. It's not even my favourite Captain America movie, but it is on the higher echelons. I do find it better than more than 50% of the MCU output, but I don't hold it as highly as a lot of other people do. I prefer Civil War. I prefer Thor Ragnarok. I prefer quite a few. I prefer two of the three Guardians movies over it, but I also prefer it to something like Black Widow, something like Captain America 1. I prefer it to the whole Iron Man trilogy. I prefer it to the whole Ant-Man trilogy. But yeah, I have high hopes for this now. I'm going in with higher expectations than I would have done before. Off of this trailer, it looks a lot of fun. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below what you are thinking about Thunderbolts. I'm now streaming on YouTube. I'm trying to do it every night, but I might miss a couple. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what games you want to see me play on stream as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.